Democrat Nancy Pelosi just absolutely destroyed Donald Trump in a brand new interview. The host asked her if she thinks Donald Trump will actually show up to testify before the January 6th committee because he was recently subpoenaed. And she responded by saying he is not man enough to do it. It's absolutely amazing. Take a look at the clip.
Well, speaking of democracy on the ballot. All right, take it to the bank. I have to ask you about the January 6th committee. On Friday, they officially subpoenaed Donald Trump. Do you think he'll actually appear for the deposition? And what does it say to the American people if he doesn't?
I don't think he's man enough to show up.
I'm sorry, Madam Speaker. I literally could not hear what you said.
I said, you asked me if I thought he was going to show up. And I said, I don't think he's man enough to show up. I don't think his lawyers will want him to show up because he has to testify under oath. But I don't think he'll show up. I don't think he's man enough. We'll see. We'll see if he's man enough to show up.
Yeah, I think she's spot on there. I truly believe that Donald Trump is not man enough to testify in front of the January 6th committee, even though he's been subpoenaed. And look, we've heard reports that Donald Trump wants to do it, but it has to be live or it has to be this, yada, yada. He wants to put all these stipulations on his testimony, so when the committee obviously says no, he has an excuse to be like, hey, look, they said no. But look, at the end of the day, his political games are not going to work. Throughout this entire January 6th investigation, he has said he's innocent, that he has nothing to hide and that he did nothing wrong. So testify. Go and testify. You have an opportunity to do so. You've been subpoenaed. Go and testify if you're so innocent. But he's not going to. He wants to make all these excuses because he knows that if he testifies, it will not go well for him. But the funny thing is, he doesn't really have a choice anymore. He doesn't get to decide whether he testifies or not. He has been subpoenaed. So there are two options here. One, he goes to testify in front of the January 6th committee, and maybe he pleads the fifth 500 times, or maybe, for once in his life, he's honest with the American people, or option two, he refuses to testify, and then he is guilty of contempt of Congress, and then the Department of Justice will criminally charge him. We recently saw Steve Bannon get sent to jail for 4 months for contempt of Congress, and I think they should treat Donald Trump no differently. But to be honest with you, Donald Trump is in an incredibly sticky position right now. No matter what he chooses, it doesn't go well for him. So I'm excited to see what he decides to do.